Enough is enough. It's time, once and for all, to break up with school. I want to share a breakup letter that I think you can relate to. Dear school, it's over. I can't tolerate your lies anymore. You promised to prepare us for adulthood, but you really just prepared us for more school. The real world doesn't operate the way the school system does. So, in fact, I was totally unprepared for real adult life. And for those little pieces that I did okay with after I left school, I found those out on my own after school on weekend. Where was the information about personal finances or how to handle money, credit cards, loans, interest rates, and insurance? How hard would it have been to give me more real life examples of how to manage all this? What about healthy relationships, learning anything about boundaries or even gaslighting? Where was the real life information about nutrition or fast food issues or self defense or time management? Why couldn't we have spent more time learning how to analyze data so we could determine what's truth and what's not, and how statistics can be used to manipulate people? Never once have I used the quadratic equation. And I have no idea when to use those formulas you made me memorize for all those years in high school, unless someone walked up to me with a worksheet and said, solve this. But guess what? No one does that in the real world. But you spent year after year on this. Why? I could have been focusing on so many other real topics that might have helped me as I moved into adulthood. You're so stuck in the past with your factory model approach to learning. Have you noticed that the world isn't like that anymore? Even if we did go get a factory job, we wouldn't have needed 12 years of what you offered to prepare us to run the assembly line. If that was in the cards for our future, we could have had years of pursuing our interests before that started. Or we could have been learning about how to communicate with bosses and employees, or how to handle staffing or taxes. Weren't you promising to offer us more than that, though? We weren't able to have thoughtful, deep discussions because we were so busy preparing for the tests each year. So I learned test taking skills instead of useful information. Why did you do that? That was for you, not for me. Apprenticeships, art programs, opportunities that could have helped us see what we liked and what we didn't. Why did you dump all of those? Oh, yeah, more test time. We were allowed to leave the building for one field trip per year, maybe two. How is that supposed to show us anything about the community we live in or all the opportunities that were out there waiting for us? You limited our time on the internet and even shamed us for wanting to use it, yet that is where our future lies. You wanted us to come back only to you for information, but it's right there at our fingertips on our phones. If only you would have let us use them. We could have worked together with this technology. But you were too paranoid to ever allow that. I guess you were afraid of being replaced. I'm going to need to know how to find a good therapist after 12 years with you. I'm scared to death to make a mistake. I can't problem solve because I'm afraid I might be humiliated if I'm wrong. I can't search for help to collaborate because you convinced me that was cheating. My people-pleasing skills are off the charts in the most unhealthy way. I'm constantly determining my worth by how I measure up next to someone else. I can't believe I wasted so much time with you. Time I could have been exploring and discovering aspects of the world and even more about myself. But by the time we were finished, I had to get a job and my childhood was gone. I know you're off to do this to someone else, just another cog in the wheel. I am so glad to be rid of you. No more love for you. Signed, Young Adults Everywhere. I have some more unschooling videos that might help you here at the channel. I'll put a few of them up here. Feel free to look around and subscribe so you don't miss out on the new ones.